video log for you guys. Talk about a couple things. The first one I want to talk about is my show prep, how that's going, and thank you everybody for your support. And then the second thing that I'm going to do in this video, just because I happen to be doing it anyway, is make some protein ice cream. And I know that there's a million videos and YouTube videos and recipes for this, and I'm not doing anything special. I've just been making it a lot lately, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask me how to do it, so I figured why not just put it into a video. So first and foremost, I'm prepping for my first women's fitness competition. So I'm doing the OCB show April 9th in Syracuse, New York. I'm going to be entering in women's figure, and I'm really excited about that. So far, prep is going really good. I'm 12 weeks out. It'll be 11 weeks on Saturday. So starting to cut a little bit now. It's starting, the pressure's on a little bit, but I like that. Leading up to the holidays, it was hard for me to really get my mind wrapped around this whole thing and stay focused. So now that it's there's really nothing standing in my way, that's exciting to me, and I feel good. In terms of my workouts, I do metabolic training with the Metabolic Meltdown 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And then I've also been doing just like a quick heavy lift before that, working different body parts, different muscle groups, really trying to keep my strength up. And so far the strength it's staying. It's good. I feel stronger than ever, which has been really nice. And then the last thing that I've been trying to add in every day, if I find the time, or make the time, is just a walk, which seems really silly, and it's hard for me to do because I really like to train intensely. I like HIIT training, and I like lifting heavy, and that's all really fun for me, but to just kind of slow down and walk is kind of painful, but I've noticed some big changes with it, so that's been fun. So yeah, so adding a little bit of walking in at an incline as well, which has been good. So yeah, workouts have been going great. I feel good, starting to see changes in my body. That's always really fun. But overall, yeah, just spirit is high. My competitive drive is really coming out again, and I like the way that I feel. I want to thank everybody at the gym who's been approaching me and asking me about it. You guys really help to keep me motivated. I can't wait to represent the Metabolic Meltdown on stage in April. So thank you for that. Thank you for thinking of me and wishing me well and encouraging me, because it means a lot, and it does. I swear it helps, because there's days this isn't easy, but you guys help to get me through, so thank you. So that is just a quick check-in on my figure competition training, and now let's make some ice cream. I don't know how this is going to work because I'm just using my laptop right now to make this video, so it's probably going to be a mess, but I'm going to try my best to do a decent job showing you guys how to make this ice cream. So I've got my Ninja blender set up already. Typically I use MTS Nutrition Whey. The cookies and cream is one of my favorites. My other favorite is their red velvet cake, really good. I use their pumpkin as well, but the cookies and cream is totally my favorite. Today my carbs are a little bit lower, so I am going to use Dymatize ISO 100 protein. Just going to open this up. We're going to put one quick scoop of that into my blender. Quick shot over here. Don't mind my messy kitchen. All right, there we go. So, one scoop of that into the blender. Nothing too crazy. All right. To that, I'm going to add 8 to 10 ice cubes. With the MTS Whey, I find it's a little thicker, so I'll use 8 ice cubes. With that. With the Dymatize, I'll use 10. Perfect. All right. From there, over here, I like to start out, I find when I use water that I use less water than I do if I use like coconut milk or almond milk. So I start with 1/4 cup because I like it to be really thick. But I can always add more to it. So I start with 1/4 cup of water, just right in through there. Perfect. The other thing I'm going to add into it is xanthan gum. So I just picked this up at Hannaford. It's in the gluten-free section. And I just use 1/4 teaspoon. I don't like to use too much of it because I feel like it gets a like a gummy kind of flavor to it if I use too much. So there's that. And then in a bowl, I have already measured out. You can't really see it. Let me show you this way. I have already pre-measured my chocolate chips and my PB2. So there's 15 grams of Ghirardelli semi-sweet chocolate chips. I use the mini chips because I feel like you get 137 chips if you use the mini chips, whereas if you use the big chips, it's like 32. So it's the same amount. It just, for me, I like to get more chocolate in every bite. So I use the mini chips. You can use either. And then there's only 6 grams of PB2 in there today. I'm only doing 1 tablespoon instead of my usual 2. But I'll add half that mixture in as it's mixing, and then I top it with the second half. I'm also going to mix in some Walden Farms chocolate syrup into mine right now. And a little bit of caramel, which is always delicious. And that's right here. All right. From there, I'm just going to put the lid on, and you're going to want this to blend for like a while. I'll usually stop it at halfway and kind of taste it and check it, see if I need to add some more water to it. But you want it to blend for a good long time because you don't want it to be icy or chunky. So it takes a little bit of patience, but you definitely want to let that run. All right, I'm going to do that off camera. But my last tip for the day, one more little quick thing before I stop this and then show you the finished product. Chocolate chips. I have the appetite of a 300-pound linebacker. I have the willpower of like a 2-year-old child. So I love putting chocolate chips in my ice cream. I make protein cookies with them. I love having them in the house because they just make things delicious. But I don't have willpower, and I can eat an entire bag of chocolate chips without blinking an eye. So my bag ripped the other day. So I usually have it in a bag. Today I've got it in Tupperware, and you'll see there's like 15 grams of chocolate chips left in it. But my little trick here, all right, so I've got my chocolate chips in my Tupperware. Close it up here. To try to prevent me and keep me from going into the fridge and eating all of this, what I always do, duct tape. All right, so duct tape this baby closed right there. All right, so now 2 things are going to happen. One, if my fiance is home and I'm in the fridge trying to open this up, he's going to hear me and he'll stop me. The other thing is it takes me a second to open it up. So usually, in that 3 seconds it would take me to open up the top and grab a handful and throw them in my mouth, if I have to take the tape off, I have to actually think about what I'm doing and make a decision to open up the tape and then open up the Tupperware and eat the chocolate chips. And at that point, I usually make the decision not to do it. So duct tape does wonders, all right? I'm going to start spinning this up right now, and then I'll check you back with the finished product, okay? All right, so I just let that spin for like what felt like an hour, but it was probably like 8 minutes. I did have to add a little bit more water into it while it was spinning because it was just a little thick. But for the most part, I think it came out perfect. So we'll just take this right out here. Look at that. Thick, delicious ice cream. So I go ahead and make sure I get all of that off the blender because I don't want to lose any of that. It's delicious. Off. Perfect. All right, and then the rest of it. Look at that. So I get to eat all of that ice cream. And as I said before, I've got a really huge appetite. So for me, something like this is so filling, and it really it helps with my sweet tooth, helps with my cravings. And so I try to eat this towards the end of the night just because I like to. I always want something sweet later at night, but definitely you can have it anytime. Get that in there. Yes, big bowl of ice cream. So you can see it's a nice full bowl, and I still have a ton more inside my blender. But we'll start with that to start the day. I put my toppings on there. any of that go to waste. And there it is. A nice, gigantic bowl of protein ice cream. The macros in this I'm not sure about completely, but I know in the protein powder, 0.5 grams of fat. There are 2 grams of carbs and 25 grams of protein. I think there's like 3 grams of carbs in the PB2 for the 1 tablespoon. And I'm not sure on the chocolate chips, but it's not bad at all. So that's how I make my protein ice cream. It's thick, it's fluffy, it's delicious. I hope you give it a try. Thanks again for checking in with me on my prep, and I'll continue to keep you guys posted. Thanks for your support. Have a good day.